谁为爱世人愿捨身？這禮物化作活存的心靈，幸福是接受和活出這禮物的真諦，教我學習愛到痛時就如遇見主。人一生最如緊，豔陽縱使多耀眼，如若沒愛，彷彿天空阻隔了光線的障紋。請潔淨我心眼，長留着愛的恩泉，清澈璀璨。
台下嘅觀眾正期待住一場特別嘅演出。台上嘅樂隊係由幾位與別不同嘅年青人組成。Lawrence、Chris 同 Gregory 嚟自美國三藩市嘅 Dream Achievers 圓夢先鋒樂隊，音樂一起，正式為今日嘅演出揭開序幕。Anna 陳慧明係樂隊成員 Lawrence 嘅媽媽，幾位自閉症嘅青年人得以走埋一齊組成樂隊，原來係由 Lawrence 嘅音樂老師發現佢有音樂天才開始。Lawrence 先後跟老師學習長笛同色士風。
阿 Lawrence 真係好怕聲嘅，由細到大都係。咁為我哋嚟講就係一個好大嘅 surprise， 因為唔諗住原來佢最怕嗰樣呢，就係佢最有天分嗰樣。Dream Achievers 而家一共有5個成員，有3個成員都係好似 Lawrence 咁樣嘅，就係佢喺1年或者2年之內咧學識咗一樣好犀利嘅樂器，佢就已經成為咗專家咁樣。咁我哋發現咗呢啲好有天分嘅自閉症嘅細蚊仔咧，咁我哋就覺得或者佢哋可以組成一個 band。
參加咗樂隊2年嘅 Gregory 係吉他手，佢嘅父母回想起兒子自學吉他嘅過程，亦都覺得好詫異。
It's very interesting. He started strumming Grandma's guitar about 3 years ago. She had a guitar left over from when she used to play, and he just started picking out the notes and going, and then he came to us about a month or 2 later and said, I think I'd like a guitar for Christmas. So we got him a smaller guitar for Christmas, and he started strumming and watching YouTube videos and figuring out to make the chords all by himself.
自閉症嘅孩子好難同外界交流，而佢哋與眾不同嘅表現，亦都往往會令父母手足無措。呢幾位年青人嘅音樂天分得以被發掘，全歸功於佢哋父母無比嘅耐性，以及對天主嘅依賴。
嗱，我哋個成員裏面呢，就阿 Gregory 同埋阿 Lawrence， 我哋呢2個家庭呢係天主教徒嚟嘅。然後呢，其他嗰3個家庭都係基督教徒嚟嘅。好多時我哋見到啲細蚊仔學一樣嘢學咁耐都學唔識嘅時候，我哋會放棄，會灰心。但係因為我哋相信天主咧係時時同埋佢哋一齊，同埋會帶領我哋點去栽培佢，所以永不放棄。我個仔自己19歲先發現佢係音樂天才，好多時其他啲家庭個仔到7、8歲已經又已經做咗好多唔同嘅 therapy， 見到都冇咩點進步，早咗已經放棄話係咁噶啦，以後就係咁樣噶啦咁。但係其實唔應該放棄， 任何時候都唔應該放棄。
Much like Lawrence's story, with very sensitive to noises, so was Greg, and earplugs, and did a lot of music theory, music therapy, and I think that helped a lot.
Yeah, and so now we think it's tied together. The fact that he was really sensitive to noises, and now the fact he has perfect pitch and can play by ear. Early on, we were like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? And now it's this phenomenal skill.
We could have never written this story.
No.
Never. That's the cool thing about it.
Yeah.
呢5個自閉症嘅細蚊仔呢，佢哋都唔係好識溝通嘅，其實溝通都唔係好好嘅。咁但係呢，喺音樂一開始呢，佢哋好似如有神助咁，就好夾。打個比方就係佢哋2-3個星期之前呢，就學咗7首歌，係歌詞啦，同埋全部啲旋律佢自己搞掂啦。就真係7首歌就練咗2-3次就可以出去演出嘅。
Yeah, and they didn't even have music for some of it, and I just said, well, Gregory, use your ear. And so by the third time through, he knows the song cold.
Yeah.
It's just
that's the cool thing about the whole band.
Yeah.
They'll hear one YouTube video and they play it once or twice, and it sounds like they've been playing it for months. They're all so talented. We're so blessed.
All Around the World 嘅最特別嘅一個地方咧，就係Lawrence 咧又唔係吹佢平時最叻嘅 saxophone， 又唔係唱歌，佢咧就同個鼓手調換嘅佢哋嘅 position， 佢就去打鼓，個鼓手就嚟唱歌，咁亦都係第一次嘅嘗試。今日睇咗個演出，你覺得佢哋做得好唔好啊？我覺得真係好係天主一個好大嘅 miracle。似乎佢哋中意 pick up 乜嘢樂器都好似好快就上手。
Anna 1996年喺三藩市同一啲特殊兒童嘅家長聯手創辦非牟利組織華人特殊兒童之友，一直積極凝聚自閉症患者同其他特殊人士同家屬。佢發現自閉症患者都有天賜嘅潛力，可惜好多人因為唔認識佢哋而造成好多誤解。
每一個人天主都俾咗佢好多嘅禮物，咁就睇我哋肯唔肯即係花啲時間同佢哋發掘出嚟。好多時啲人見到呢啲特殊嘅兒童或者係自閉症嘅細蚊仔咧，佢哋溝通能力又差，佢哋交際能力亦都好差，咁就覺得佢哋係好蠢嘅，唔識嘢嘅，即係英文佢哋成日話呢啲係 retarded 嘅，係好 stupid 嘅人嚟嘅。咁其實就唔係咯，因為佢哋嘅長處未必係喺我哋認為，我哋普通人認為叻嗰啲個標準咁樣成立佢哋係究竟係咪有 abilities 或者 talent？ 咁佢哋嘅 talent 同我哋唔一樣。
基於呢個信念，喺2011年 ，Anna 諗到同其他有同樣經歷嘅父母一齊為佢哋嘅子女組成 Dream Achievers 樂隊。
佢哋中文名呢個 Dream Achievers 叫做圓夢先鋒。咁我哋真係覺得佢哋真係為呢一啲特殊兒童呢係圓咗夢，佢哋能夠將佢哋嘅 special talent 咧貢獻俾大家。咁亦都係即係可以做一個榜樣。
要落實呢個構思，除咗家長嘅決心，仲需要其他支持。Lawrence 嘅色士風導師 Tony 擔任咗樂隊嘅音樂總監，佢每星期都會同樂隊排練，親身見證住隊員喺排練過程中不斷成長。
They're playing music together, so they have to listen to each other. They have to work together and learn how to interact and and do the social skills.
Tony 認為同自閉症嘅朋友相處，其實同一般人相處分別不大，一樣講求互相尊重。
I treat them normally, and if they respond in a way that's dysfunctional or rude or angry, then I challenge them on that and try to let them know that, you know, I have feelings too. I'm very sensitive. I'm a human being, and I know that they don't like to be hurt or belittled or and for the light bulb to go off in his head that it's not just, you know, oh, Mr. B, the music director, or Mr. B, the saxophone player, but it's me, a person that can be hurt too. And to me, that's the highlight, I guess, of my working with them, is to see them becoming not just self-focused, but other-focused and caring about each other.
隨住樂隊合作得越嚟越好 ，Anna 開始帶領樂隊喺三藩市演出，令更多人明白自閉症患者或其他特殊兒童嘅才能，為佢哋嘅家庭帶嚟希望。
When the parents of other kids with special needs or Asperger's or autism, they see these young musicians, young men and women that are making this beautiful music together, and it really gives them hope, and it helps them to maybe discover that maybe there's a key, maybe not music, maybe it's through sports or some other thing to open up the key so that they can blossom and bloom.
最令 Anna 同其他家長鼓舞嘅係外界不單接納呢一個樂隊，仲非常欣賞佢哋嘅才華。圓夢先鋒唔需要乜嘢宣傳，亦都得到好多演出嘅機會。
佢哋差唔多係自己 self-promoting， 只要有機會聽過佢哋嘅演出，都俾佢哋吸引，就會有第二次，亦都會係靠住口碑咧，一個介紹俾另外一個。咁佢而家差唔多一個月裏面咧，有5次係演出，係有人係俾錢請佢哋去演出嘅。
And the band is very busy back at home. They're very well known, and we play all over. And his next question to me is always, when's the next gig, Mom? So I have to write it out on his calendar so he can see when it is, and because that helps him see it and he can count the days. So it's a very wonderful thing.
所以為媽媽嚟講係一個好大嘅安慰，同埋覺得係真係天主係咁樣睇起佢哋，俾個咁大嘅 miracle 俾佢哋，亦都俾我哋做父母嘅有機會分享到呢個 miracle， 真係其實係一個好大嘅恩賜。
圓夢先鋒唔單止喺三藩市受歡迎，更喺機緣巧合之下，曾經2次被邀請到中國演出。Anna 留意到喺中國大陸有自閉症或殘障孩子嘅家長好介意外界嘅眼光，亦都因此習慣將孩子收埋。佢哋喺北京嘅時候，希望圓夢先鋒能夠同當地嘅孩子同台演出，但遭遇到一啲困難。
揾嚟揾去，得幾個家庭咧肯將自己嘅細蚊仔同上台一齊表演。但係最好得意嘅咧就係，當我哋表演咗未夠半場咧，就開始見到後邊好多家長湧上去前面，我都唔知道發生咩事。原來佢哋同個司儀話：我個細蚊仔而家可以上去表演啦！我唔知道原來係可以咁好㗎，我以為個個都會即係對我哋嘅細蚊仔唔 appreciate 佢哋嘅 talent 嘅。其實我個仔都好叻㗎咁樣。我覺得係一個好大嘅成果咧，就係開始轉嗰個北京啲家庭嗰個 mindset。就係話啲細蚊仔唔係可恥，佢哋係可愛，亦都係即係好值得我哋栽培。同埋我哋亦都係應該將佢哋開放俾我哋嘅社會大眾一齊擁抱佢哋。
樂隊嘅演出引起唔少人關注。香港嘅恩保德神父知道圓夢先鋒喺2013年9月會到上海表演，就積極促成咗呢次香港站嘅表演。
我覺得有少少新嘅另一個角度睇呢樣嘢，唔係專家講啊，唔係專業人士講啊，唔係心理學家、醫生講嗰啲都好嘅。今次係呢班細路仔自己講出嚟自己嘅故事，即係好特別嘅，好特別嘅。 呢個一定係有嗰個獨特嘅價值。我自己本身覺得好有意思啊！咁啊開始聯絡啲人啦，咁啊聯絡我哋開會傾幾次之後，先至諗到不如請埋富康啊，因為佢都做好多嘢為呢啲細路仔。
富康會係香港一個註冊非牟利復康機構，喺1977年由方叔華神父聯同專業人士及熱心天主教教友成立。富康會嘅服務對象包括聽障、視障、肢體傷殘、智障、精神康復者以及自閉症人士。
今次咧係一個比較特別啲嘅合作嚟嘅。今次咧係我哋被邀請咧係即係去組織呢一個音樂會因為我哋知道咧原來呢個音樂會咧係由自閉症嘅朋友所組成。咁富康會咧亦都係服務咧自閉症嘅朋友嘅，咁所以大家喺呢方面咧都係非常之吻合嘅。
富康會今次協辦呢個音樂會，就係希望藉住由自閉症患者組成嘅圓夢先鋒，用精彩嘅表演去提升香港人嘅共融意識，以及對生命嘅尊重。
由自閉症人士佢哋自己 perform， 即係佢哋自己表演嘅音樂會啦。社區人士通過呢個音樂會可以認識到佢哋多方面嘅才能啦。佢哋嘅家庭朋友亦都因為咁樣咧，佢哋覺得好驕傲嚇，佢覺得自己嘅仔女啊、自己嘅親戚能夠做到咁好嘅 performance 咁樣。所以整體嚟講咧，我覺得係會做出一個好正向嘅氣氛，對於呢個社會咧帶嚟一個好有動力嘅一個感覺嘅。
呢次喺香港舉行嘅音樂會有接近1000人出席，觀眾當中有好多由不同嘅慈善團體同社會福利機構陪同嚟出席嘅特殊需要人士同佢哋嘅家人，大家都反應熱烈。
我感覺佢哋好專注、好專業同埋真係令到我哋感覺到咧，雖然佢哋喺某一個程度上咧，跟我哋一般人係唔同，原來佢哋喺一啲特別嘅才能上嘅發揮咧係咁犀利嘅嚇。咁我正話嘅感覺都好震撼嘅，其實覺得原來哇呢一班好似 superstar 去表演咁樣相當唔錯。
今次睇翻佢哋嘅時候，我好感動，覺得感動咧就係父母啦，同埋教導佢哋嗰啲師長啦，嗰種嘅細心啦。另外感動嘅就係佢哋最終真係能夠發揮到天主俾佢哋每一個人獨特嘅，即係嗰份嘅天賦，嗰份嘅 talent。所以一路聽嘅時候，一路好多眼淚啊！
文添安有份協助籌備今次嘅音樂會，樂隊留喺香港嘅幾日，由佢負責接待。佢自己亦都有一個自閉症嘅兒子，因此對呢次嘅表演有好深嘅感受。
哇！佢哋嗰啲表演真係令到我歎為觀止。歎為觀止，呢樣係我第一份嘅感受嚟。可能有少部分家長初見到個小朋友係有咁嘅症狀，或者唔一定係自閉症或者有啲成長嘅障礙，可能都會即係唔開心咁樣。但係睇到，我覺得我其實好希望其他啲家長都有關嘅家長都嚟睇到呢個音樂會。即係帶出嗰份訊息，嗰份喜樂咧，其實可以即係到現場就體會得到嘅。
身為父母，要照顧有自閉症或特殊需要嘅孩子並唔容易，而生活喺香港社會，佢哋要面對好大壓力。
我自己係一份渴望啦，即係社會會唔會多一份愛心咁，可以接納呢啲其他嘅人士，包括其他嘅人士咧嚇，老人家又如何咧嚇，智障嗰啲又如何咧咁嚇我覺得個社會嗰個氣氛都幾重要。大氣候咧，可能將一啲嘢咧量化咗佢講價講嗰個好實際上嘅所謂價值啦嚇，有啲咧量度唔到嗰啲咧，佢哋唔覺得價值啦。
要改變社會大眾對自閉症或特殊人士嘅態度，並非一朝一夕嘅事。但係文添安認為一切應該由孩子嘅父母開始。
有啲家長未必接受，我相信最重要就要接受返自己個小朋友真係咁嘅狀況先否則嘅話咧係好難行嘅因為我哋特別中國人嘅父母咧，對於啲仔女咧 通常都會有幾大嘅期望啊。所謂負擔就係我哋唔願意去面對或者接受呢一個嘅事實。如果我哋大家勇於去面對接受呢一個事實嘅話呢，我估父母應該用一種愛心去接受咯。我哋要鼓勵佢哋咯，即係讓佢發現嘅小朋友唔單止有冇能力去做啲咩嘢，而係本身睇到生命就係咁美麗。
喺現代社會裏面，人生活嘅節奏變得越嚟越急促，眼光亦都變得狹窄。從另一個角度睇，自閉症人士反而唔似世俗人咁在乎名利，佢哋生活喺自己世界當中，活得簡單。
佢哋識嘅就識，佢哋能夠表達嘅就表達，就係咁多。咁啊，冇好似我哋咁樣喺發揮自己天賦嘅背後，仲有好多即係名利嘅追逐啊，名利嘅嗰種嘅渴求啊咁。咁我覺得佢哋嘅存在係成日都提醒緊我哋，可能天主俾呢啲朋友嘅存在，正正就係想提翻醒我哋，點解耶穌福音上面講，你哋要學一個小孩子，你先至可以進天國。我諗佢哋係一啲比較上年紀一路長大，但係佢嘅心境都係保留喺小孩嗰種純樸、嗰種直率嘅狀態。其實呢個係一個喺今日我哋呢個咁嘅社會文化裏邊係一個好大嘅提醒。所以我覺得佢哋嘅臨在係一份，都為我哋嚟講係一份祝福同埋提醒。
圓夢先鋒最後唱出《明天會更好》呢首歌，將音樂會嘅氣氛推到高峰，所有人都一齊大合唱，全場彌漫住共融嘅氣氛，有唔少觀眾都感動落淚。關注自閉症同特殊兒童嘅人，對孩子嘅明天有乜嘢寄望呢？
我覺得咧 Dream Achievers 咧，佢哋可以即係變成呢個自閉症或者呢個 special needs 嘅人士嘅一個好似 ambassador 咁，用佢哋嘅音樂咧去到唔同嘅地方，代表即係佢哋呢一群自閉症同埋特殊兒童去宣佈呢個福音啊，差唔多係一個喜訊俾所有全世界嘅人，收埋佢哋永遠明天唔會更好嘅。但係你開放將佢哋俾大家一齊嚟擁抱，一齊嚟栽培嘅時候，佢哋嘅明天先會有希望。
即係既然天主俾咗佢哋，我時都話天生天養嚇，天主會幫父母去照顧呢個小朋友長大。結果點樣我哋唔可以探究或者知道將來係點樣樣，但係肯定嘅，小朋友喺父母嘅愛嘅氛圍裏邊成長咧，為佢幸福嘅。從一個文字嗰個角度，我反而睇到個閉字係咩嘢咧？咁閉字其實咧就係佢嘅才能喺度門口嗰度啊，但係暫時關閉住嘅啫。咁只要大家如果真係有呢啲嘅小朋友咧，花多啲愛心，花多啲時間落去，咁幾時先至將嗰道門開咗，跟住釋放佢哋啲才能咧？我諗由天主安排。
可能喺天主嘅眼裏，我哋每個人都係其實係特殊兒童嚟㗎。咁其實有好多時，我哋知道對自己冇信心嘅時候，見到呢班特殊兒童，原來佢哋即係加喺努力同埋栽培之下，會咁成功嘅話咧，對全世界嘅人都可以成為一個鼓舞同埋一個希望。
喺2014年5月，馬天恩神父率領一個北美朝聖團前往以色列，以一個新嘅角度認識耶穌。
一路睇聖經都係好似紙上嘅一個認識嘅一個人物，但係咁多日嚟到之後，嗰個 feeling 好似係好近咁。
耶穌嘅家鄉係點樣嘅呢？朝聖者又點樣喺中東聖地追尋耶穌嘅足跡呢？ 請唔好錯過呢一個星期嘅愛常傳。
睇完呢一集愛常傳，歡迎大家打我哋嘅熱線電話嚟分享一下你嘅感受或者故事。同時亦請大家收聽我哋逢星期六嘅電台節目《愛生命》。要購買天主教書籍同信仰靈修禮品，請嚟我哋嘅書社參觀選購。我哋下星期同樣時間再見，天主保佑。